EJEAS Q7 promises big league comms on a budget. 7-rider intercom, up to 1.2 km range, HD speakers, 20-hour battery, and waterproof durability. Either we've reached budget mesh performance under $100 or it's another spec sheet fairy tale. Here's what caught my attention. Bluetooth 5x, CVC noise cancellation supposedly clear up to 120 km/h, FM radio, voice assistant support, and universal pairing. But here's the thing, what looks awesome on paper can turn into tech roulette on the road. I put this thing through a real ride test, 2 weeks of commuting, a 400-mile weekend loop, and a rainy night run on both a full face and a modular lid. I've put the direct link to check current pricing in the description, but before you click anything, let me show you what I discovered after 2 weeks of testing. Let's set expectations. The Q7 claims to solve 3 problems for riders: easy group comms, clear audio at speed, and all-day battery life without breaking the bank. The marketing promises are 7-way full duplex intercom with up to 700-1200 meters range in open-terrain HD speakers with intelligent noise reduction for clear calls and music, 18-20 hours of talk time and fast charging, IP-rated water resistance for all-weather riding. Sounds criminally generous for the price, right? But here's where things get interesting. Reality check. They claim 7-rider kilometer class range. What you actually get is reliable peer-to-peer up to about 300-500 meters line of sight. Once you drop into hills, buildings, or heavy traffic, expect 150-250 meters before the audio starts to warble. Here's why. This is classic Bluetooth chain networking, not mesh. If Rider 3 drops out, Riders 4-7 can get cut off until the chain repairs. It's not switching, it's expensive confusion when the group spreads out. They claim clear comms at highway speeds. What you actually get is genuinely decent clarity up to around 60-70 mph on a quiet helmet with a well-placed boom mic. Beyond that, wind noise starts to creep in and callers hear your voice thinning out. The noise reduction helps, but it can't magically erase turbulent airflow. Picture this, at 80 mph behind a short screen, you're riding the volume at max and it's okay for voice, but music loses bass and gets sharp. They claim 18-20 hours of talk time. What you actually get depends on usage. In my tests, full-time intercom with 2 riders plus occasional music netted 12-14 hours before the low battery chirp. Music only stretches longer, standby is days. That's still solid for the class, but the 20-hour number is a best-case lab stat. They claim IP-level waterproofing. In real rain, the Q7 stayed alive and buttons worked, but dunking or pressure washing the helmet is a no-go. The charge port cover is tiny. If you don't seat it perfectly, a downpour will test your luck. They claim seamless multi-point and universal pairing. Reality, it pairs easily with a phone and another Q7, but multi-point priorities can be finicky. GPS prompts will often stomp on music, then the music may not resume. And mixing different brands works, but you can lose volume and gain latency. Here's where it gets mathematically impossible. You can't have wide area, stable group comms, high-speed wind immunity, and premium audio at this price without compromises. The plot twist is that for 2 to 4 riders who stick close, it's better than expected. But once you push range, speed, and group size at the same time, the limits show fast. Sound quality. The speakers are the usual 40mm style and sit in the 90 to 100 dB peak zone depending on helmet acoustics. Voices are clear, bass is there but polite, and the highs can get sharp at max volume. Compared to something like the Cardo Spirit HD, the Q7 is a notch softer and low-end punch but totally fine for podcasts, and nav prompts up to 70 mph. Here's what nobody tells you. Speaker placement is 80% of your result. Spend 5 minutes aligning dead center over your ear and you'll gain a surprising amount of clarity and volume. Battery life. My measured charge time was around 2.5 hours from empty. With continuous intercom, I averaged 12-14 hours. With mixed use, a weekend day ride was no problem. Cold weather knocks 10-15% off. What the marketing doesn't mention, if your group reconnects constantly, the radio stays busy and battery drops faster. Build quality. The clamp and sticky mount are secure, the boom and wired mic options cover most helmets, and the buttons are glove-friendly, though the long press combos take practice. Water resistance was legit in steady rain. Red flag. Some buyers report older stock with micro USB, while newer batches use USB-C. Check the listing photos and Q&A so you know which one you're getting. connectivity and grouping. Initial pairing for 2 is fast. Getting a group of 4 linked took me about 8–10 minutes the first time. Once set, it reconnects automatically, but if the middle rider drops, expect a momentary silence while the chain rebuilds. FM radio works but is weak in fringe areas. Don't buy this for FM. Voice assistant triggers work at a stop, less so at speed. Also, I dug deeper into reviews across multiple investigation sites. Ratings look strong at a glance, but there are clusters of generic 5-star praise. Mixed long-form reviews align with my results. Great for pairs, okay for small groups, not for long-range staggered packs. Verdict: buy with caution. If you ride mostly in pairs or small, tight groups, top out around 70 mph and want a budget-friendly way to talk, listen to nav, and catch a playlist, the Q7 delivers solid value. If you want true group resilience, cleaner audio at 80+ mph, or plug-and-play simplicity with mixed brands, save your money for a mesh system. In the price context, it usually sits around the $70–90 mark, competing with Lexan B4 FM and FODsports units. Spend more for Cardo or Sena if you need premium audio and mesh reliability. Worth it if your use case is realistic. Skip it if you're expecting miracle mesh on a Bluetooth budget. Stay savage out there. Thanks for riding along with this deep dive. If this review saved you from wasting money or helped you find something actually worth buying, I've put the link to check current pricing and read more reviews in the description. And hey, if you do decide to buy through my link, it helps fund these investigations without costing you extra. Got questions about your specific helmet or group setup? Drop them below. Next up, I'm pitting 3 sub-$100 intercoms head-to-head to crown the best budget pick. Ride smart, gear up, and I'll see you in the next one.